Yo, this hot, this the spot, there it is, pod.com. We're interviewing the best comedians, so tune in quick and get your ears receiving them. We talking about life and life to stream right to you, from the microphone right to your home, dude. Side note, this might get embarrassing, but no, don't sweat, yo, cause there it is.
Welcome to the There It Is podcast, a comedy podcast to help you find your inspiration. I'm your host, Jason Farr. Let's do this. Great episode today, nerding out on all that pop that's been going on in the entertainment news recently. Got so much to cover, the Of the Show fellas. But first, big thanks to Freelance Editing, that's the only name I have there, and to Amy Veltman for supporting the podcast and newsletter. We greatly appreciate it. Many people who support are supporting because of the festival submissions info that we share each month and each week through the newsletter. That's not behind a paywall, so it's free. We're offering it for free, but it does take time. So I appreciate the support. If you too want to support, you can. Go to thereitispod.com and click on the support tab. On to today's episode. The Of the Show fellas and I nerd out on Netflix winning the bid to buy Warner Brothers, though Paramount is trying to do a hostile takeover. That news came after we recorded. And we also talk about Quentin Tarantino's comments about actor Paul Dano and Variety's 100 Best Comedies list. We nerded out. Let's just get right to it. Here's my chat with the Of the Show fellas. All right, we've got the Of the Show fellas here to nerd it up. We're getting super nerdy. We have best friend of the show, Rob.
Good evening.
And we have brother of the show, Trey.
Pop talk after dark.
Yes, we're talking all that pop.
We're popping all that talk too.
We're popping off today in this nerdy episode. It's nerdy because the topics we're touching on are the things that the nerds like to engage with, particularly on podcasts.
Did I do that?
Oh shit.
I guess. And so what we're talking about today we got three recent things that happened. Obviously, we got to talk about Netflix buying Warner Brothers Discovery, Quentin Tarantino's comments on Paul Dano and others, and Variety's 100 Best Comedies. And we are going to start with Netflix buying Warner Brothers Discovery. So quickly here, what's your take? Trey, you can start.
Well, I was a little bit surprised from the standpoint of antitrust. And I know that that's the argument that David Ellison is arguing because he's mad that Paramount.
Right, but it's also the argument people could have made for Paramount buying it. That's
crazy. What I was about to say. Like, what is Ellison's argument against Netflix buying it, given that it's the same issue?
Because he didn't do it. Because he didn't get it. That's why.
Yeah,
it's like when my children are like mad because the other one gets a turn, like picking the show. It's like the other one's mad because it's like, it's not fair. I should have been able to pick a show.
These are the rules. It is fair. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing Ellison has in his arsenal to try to argue it in a way to make it make sense is that, not to get too political, but he's friends with the sitting president of the United States.
Yeah, I was gonna say his argument is true.
Well, this just in, even though he has claimed he is liberal, socially liberal, Ellison, but this just in, Ted Sarandos, I believe that's how you pronounce his name,
Sarandos, I think.
Sarandos, who runs Netflix, also apparently had a conversation with Trump right before the deal went through. So I mean, all these guys are, whoever is the president, they're gonna make a phone call because they're big enough to. It literally is like that scene in Succession, right? Mm-hmm. Where we're like, all right, we'll go easy on you if you do this, if you win. It's like, oh my gosh, why is this? This is why people say it's the wealthy running the country. It's an oligarchy.
Well, they are. I
Yeah,
mean,
'cause
And
that
it's
is
and
how
it's
it's
more so again, not to get too political, but it is more so in this administration because a
Mhm.
typical president would stay out of this and
Right.
let DOJ and everybody do their
yeah. Well,
thing.
and they would also have somebody in charge of the FCC that maybe would have not let any of this happen. And so, you know what I mean? Or not the,
Absolutely.
is it the FCC or is it the Trade Commission or who is it
FTC,
FTC? Thank you.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, like I knew like one of them would like probably not approve this or like and like but yeah, I know there's a lot of like aspects to look at it, but I guess my opinion is when you're really thinking about it, and as much as it's terrible that they're swallowing stuff up, of all of them, I feel like Netflix is the least worst. And is that stupid?
I don't know. I mean, my initial thought was that when I was hearing about Paramount buying it, and I was like, I didn't want that because I didn't want one studio, big name studio, to buy another big name studio. I was like, these
Yeah.
studios should be separate, not even like from an antitrust standpoint, but also just from a creative
Content.
standpoint,
Yeah.
the content
Yeah,
standpoint. I
yeah.
don't want Paramount and Warner Brothers to be the same thing. So I was sort of like, well, I hope Netflix does. But I knew someone I recently met who worked at a company that is under the umbrella of Warner Brothers Discovery. I'm trying to be as vague as possible.
Smith or Smurf Smolin.
And this person was telling me that they hoped Paramount would win simply because they don't know what will happen when the tech bros buy it, right? Like they want to keep it out of the techie world, the tech bro world, because tech bros are just going to think about it from a standpoint of like, this is content, sell a bunch of stuff, blah, blah, blah. And they just didn't want that. But the people I've spoken to don't like any of it. And like, I didn't want it to be sold off either.
Yeah.
But I understand the point of like, at least with another person made this point, at least with Paramount, it would be people who aren't in media, in show business. And
But see,
so they would be making different.
I would tend to argue against Paramount in the sense of one, I don't know they have an okay library. I don't think they've done a good enough job to attract me versus Netflix.
Mhm.
And I would say that Netflix, if you look at the product they've produced versus what Paramount Plus has produced, it's far superior. I mean, now a lot of Netflix has done is like thrown a ton of money at things. I mean, they give Martin Scorsese a lot of money. They gave Alfonso Cuarón, like you got to make Roma, which I think was an amazing movie. It should have won the Oscar. Like, I mean, they've put money into a lot of creative, but they still make a lot of. I was thinking about movies I really liked. Like I think it's called It's What's Inside. It's a sci-fi movie that came out this year. They're still funding a lot of like low independent things. They did like the Richard Linklater movie,
Right.
Hitman. I mean.
But then they also did Hot Frosty, and like that's the thing.
Yeah, but
they're gonna do a bunch of that stuff too.
They are doing that, but I mean, but like, what does Paramount Plus have? They have like Yellowstone.
No,
right?
I totally get that.
Yeah, so
I actually opened my Paramount Plus app just now to kind of see what was there.
Yeah,
I mean, they obviously have all the Tom Cruise movies because he's got to deal with Paramount.
Yeah, and like that guy Ellison produced Top Gun and the Mission Impossible movies. Like that's what Skydance did. So
they
know to make good stuff. So I get
the
that
Star Trek library.
Yeah, but I guess I would tend to like push back on like, well, the Netflix is just tech bros. 'Cause I'm like, they've made really good stuff.
Here is the knowing people that I know here. I end up just like being friends with someone who has taken a bunch of meetings or talked to a bunch of people, and they just know a lot of insider stuff. And one of the things I was hearing was there's some people who were involved at Netflix in meetings who were smart and creative and asking good questions. And then there were some people who were completely lost. And as time has gone on, there have been more people who are completely lost from a creative standpoint. And then they were saying, like, whereas at HBO, all of the people at the top are asking smart questions and getting good stuff developed. And so there's just a concern about what direction it's going to go. I, being a silver lining person, thinks like, well, you have some smart people at Warner Brothers. What if they rose in the ranks and they became the people who are giving those notes at Netflix? Like maybe that's a possibility.
Well, as long as they get rid of what's his face, I don't care. Like as long as
Zaslav, yeah.
Zaslav, like get rid of Zaslav, like
That's probably
get
not
rid.
happening.
I'm 100% behind getting rid of him. I don't. Yeah, like I think he's made terrible decisions. Yeah,
Well, and
that,
like his decisions are akin to what people are worried
Netflix will do, because Netflix, to your point, Jason, and Rob said this already, they throw a lot of money to stuff, but it's like huge amounts of money for stuff that has in many cases been crap.
Oh, like Heart of Stone, or some of those like action movies where they've tried to go for like the big budget thing. Yeah, and that's why it's tricky. But and why I get like a little more precious about HBO. HBO is like, it's such high quality.
Yeah.
Prestige.
It's I mean, it created prestige television.
Yeah.
And
it's not TV.
It's HBO. And
it's TV. It's TV.
It's not HBO.
You know.
It's just regular ass TV.
Yeah.
We're just throwing all the references out here.
Yeah, but I mean, so that's hard because it's like I think about like what HBO came out with this year alone is like Task, like unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the Gilded Age, awesome. Like, I mean, and then I've been enjoying it. Welcome to Derry. Like, it's pretty good. Like, it's not great, but it's good. I like it. It's probably better than like the last couple seasons of Stranger Things, but I just, like it's not afraid to kill characters.
I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder if it's even going to go through. I did see someone opine that Netflix is basically freezing the moves that their biggest competitor
I would
HBO Max can do. And I don't know if that's true, but because of antitrust stuff, I'm like, how is this even going to go through?
And it's like we've seen so much, monopolization and like and just this absorbing of all this stuff. But I just think there's still, I mean, but on the flip side of like for the positive about Netflix is they still are putting out pretty good stuff. I know they've got the Hot Frosties. I know they've got my I was looking at one that has Alicia Silverstone in it because they have like a log fire thing, and we had that on at a family thing today.
We do that too, yeah.
And then, but then it kept on, but then that runs out, and then like it was like showing previews for other Christmas stuff, and there's one with Alicia Silverstone, who can still get it, thank you. And and I was like, so yeah, they've got that crap, but then they had one of my favorite shows of the year, which was Death by Lightning. Like, I mean, and that was Benioff and Weiss produced. I mean, fucking HBO royalty there. Like, if they're there making a story about the freaking, what I can't remember president, the 1880s election of a president. Garfield. No, I'm saying I can't remember what number Garfield was.
Yeah.
He might be. But like which number president? But you're making a show about him, and it's amazing and well produced and well, it's like
it's great.
Yeah, and so I'm
From
like,
you and it looks great.
And like it's still like they're still making good stuff, and but I do believe I do hold HBO as like the top pinnacle of stuff, but what I will say is HBO Max has gotten or whatever it is now. I'm never gonna know.
It's back to HBO
Max. It was very rocky, and it's still rocky. The format of how it plays things. Like it doesn't automatically.
Rewind is terrible.
Yeah, and like it doesn't automatically play. If you're like watching something, it doesn't automatically go to the next thing.
Well, it does. Like when I'm watching West Wing, it does.
It doesn't when I'm like watching Rick and Morty. Like it won't do that.
It's weird.
Like,
it's weird stuff like that.
It does. And so I would say that
Netflix is the best.
Netflix has the best.
And I've been a Netflix customer for over 20 years. And that's part of the reason why I was initially like, well, I'd be fine with them buying. And now I'm just like,
it is a little daunting.
I shouldn't say I would be fine. I was just sort of like, I like Netflix, so therefore I guess if someone has to, but I'm still like, hey guys, this is a monopoly.
Yeah. Netflix is
good for people.
Netflix is the only one that I'm willing to pay the extra money not to watch commercials. We just got Disney back, but we did the Black Friday thing, and so that we have to watch commercials.
Yeah.
And Amazon, we have to watch commercials.
And you hate commercials.
Honestly, it's like at this point,
in them.
I don't like it. I really hate them during football games because my son never lets me, like, he doesn't want me to mute, and he loves commercials. It's so weird.
Well, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
from living with you, you'd mute the commercials.
I hate commercials for the most,
Even if
but
I was in
also
them.
because they're like 5 dB louder, so they're louder
No,
than
yeah,
the
no,
actual
that's
That
what
show.
they
always sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, and I've
I
always,
remember
yeah.
senators trying to like pass a law to like make them not do that.
That's such bullshit. Like,
You would think you wouldn't need a law because if people are turning off the commercials
Yeah.
because they're too loud,
yeah,
you would think from a business standpoint you would stop doing
yeah,
that. But
you'd think so, but they
yeah.
don't. Yeah, and
And I
it's,
know
yeah.
from like in general, the people who make the commercials seem to be the only ones who don't know that that's when you go to the bathroom or make your
Hmm.
sandwich or
Hmm.
whatever. So it's like convincing them
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that
Maybe that's
maybe
why
you
they
need to do
make
something
it
different.
keep it louder. It's
They
like they're
probably
in
do
the
because they want
bathroom.
you
They
to,
got to
you're
hear
taking a,
this.
yeah, when you're taking a piss, they're like, wait, was that Whopper, 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 Whopper? Man, I love that song. So
Was
yeah,
that Jason
it's,
Farr in that commercial?
yeah. Was that? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Melt. Was that how they
Uh,
sing it?
Oh
yeah,
yeah, the
yeah,
Burger King.
yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it the Burger? Yeah. Oh
At
my gosh, that was
Luke
so
will like,
funny.
my son will be like, at BK, have it your way, you rule.
I had students just randomly singing that a
That's a
few.
catchy. That was a good one.
Mel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So bad.
I do think that, I mean, it is a little like, I don't know, because then you think, well, now HBO or Cinemax or Cinemax, now
There we go.
Netflix
After
is going to be
dark.
like, yeah, well, let's not talk about my pastimes. Like it'll be like, okay, now it's $35 a month, and you'd be like, shit. Do I want to pay, and then you get into like, again, where it's like you start thinking about all the stuff you're paying for, and you're like, why don't I just have cable? But you can't, because you can't
Right,
watch this movie
right.
because cable sucks and there's nothing really you want to watch on it.
Yeah.
I noticed that more and more as because when I stay at hotels for work,
Hmm.
I'll turn on the TV and I'll be like going through channels. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like, unless it has HBO, that's like all, or in like, even like Showtime. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Wow. There's some bad stuff on Showtime. Like, and it's
I
like,
mean, I've only been
yeah.
watching the Midsummer Murders channel on Samsung Plus for months, so I don't know
Yeah,
what's
I mean,
out there.
AMC's got good stuff. Comedy Central will always have good stuff, but like besides that, and like,
I mean, I just look at stuff on YouTube.
oh yeah, but I'm just saying, if you're like looking, I mean, if you're like watching cable television,
Right.
like
Oh,
that's
for
like,
sure. For
yeah,
sure.
but
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the,
yeah.
like, anything that we like,
Well,
most of
there's
the
the
channels,
was it
yeah.
what's the channel that shows Forensic Files pretty much all day?
I don't know. Ask
If
my
it's on, I'm like,
father-in-law.
yeah.
My
Um,
father-in-law loves to like watch like murder shows, and like the kids are around. I'm like, Jesus
I wouldn't do it
Christ.
around the kid. I don't know what I'll do around
No,
kids.
he does. He does it sometimes. Like, he will be watching, or like he used to, like, when he would like watch, like, thank God for my father-in-law. I love him very much and I appreciate all of it. Just gotta get that out there. But like he would be like rocking like my daughter when she was a baby, and like watching like the fucking Dateline, like about like a woman murdering her husband, and he's just
Oh
like
my
la di
God.
da di da. Like, he's like, he always tells me like he listens to like Dateline podcast or something like that when he's like driving home after watching my children. I'm like, I know you're a stable human being, but good Lord. So, but
Yeah.
but there's nothing good on cable, and so
Yeah.
it's sooner or later, people have to realize. And to me, I think about like what works and what doesn't work on streaming, and it's hard because I'm gonna like certain things, but we make fun of Hot Frosty, but there is a swath of our population that loves. I mean,
Hey,
Hallmark
we
Christmas
watched that
Channel.
movie. We were like,
Yeah.
everyone's talking about this. This is
But you
why
know what I
I've
mean?
never
Like,
watched a movie like that. I was like, let's give
yeah,
this
but those, I
a
mean,
go.
my mother-in-law watches it. Everybody, my wife
Yeah.
watches them. I mean, she likes them.
They make them for a reason.
They do. There is you don't make something if there's not a consumer.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't watch Hot Frosty. I just remember we talked about it when it came
Mhm.
out, and it sounds
Yeah.
like it was the worst version of the execution they could have come up with. And that's the thing. There is a segment of the population that is the audience for that.
Yeah.
And you have to watch it to see that it's bad, but there's so much content that's just pumped out for the sake of
It's
pumping out content that
yes.
the audience isn't really getting what they want out of some of it.
So I wonder, though, then the flip side of that, because there is so much content to have a library and to have content, would HBO going to Netflix mean and Warner Brothers in general, would that mean that maybe less is made and maybe that's a good thing? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, you want people to have opportunities to make what they want, but there
Right.
is a lot of shit.
If
I,
they're smart,
yeah,
they'll keep the
I guess
HBO
that's the concern.
line. And
yeah,
exactly. But
yeah.
let the HBO, DC, Warner Brothers
Mm-hmm.
continue to do their thing.
I,
And
yeah,
Netflix just owns them.
Mhm.
But if they try to do the same, throw everything out there, then it can water HBO down as much as Netflix feels
because
like it can be watered down.
I get frustrated when I go on HBO's app and like see like Discovery shit and like I don't want to see about ice road truckers that are also loggers. I don't like reality television. I want to watch
Mhm.
something scripted. I want properly scripted. I don't want it to be made in the editing room. I want it to actually be something somebody wrote. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
watch like I don't like reality television, but yet it seemed to me that a lot of that was going towards that. But then again, I know Netflix with like Love is Blind and I don't know, Fuck Island. I don't know all these shows. Like I don't
Murder
know.
on Sex Island. No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well,
Joe Firestone's book.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just a lot of stuff out there. And
Yeah.
and I get it. It's not programmed for me. I'm not gonna like it because I like character and development and yeah, I like
Yeah.
70s porn. Okay, I want to know why. Okay, I want a story. I
there's
want a
a
story.
there's a lot to unpack with what you just said, even the serious
mean,
Trust me,
parts,
my
the
therapist
non-joking
knows there's
parts.
a lot to unpack
But
there.
but but what I would say is some of what you're saying about them focusing so much on the discovery part is part of the issue of Zaslav and how he ran it, because
Yeah,
he thought that that stuff was more important than what HBO was doing, and so he was overemphasizing discovery and
Mhm.
underemphasizing HBO.
Mhm.
But I would also say for me, if I don't care about the discovery stuff when I open up HBO Max, I don't go
hmm
to it. I'm not frustrated that it's there because I'm not going to it.
I'm
I'm
not. But
going to the stuff I care about.
I guess my frustration is that's what they're putting the resources in, the low hanging
Ah,
fruit,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
so then they
Right. I
won't want
mean,
to
they
make a
look what how
task or
they
they
did
won't want to make a
Batgirl.
soprano. Yeah, exactly. Batgirl is exactly a great example of that. Of
They could
like,
have
Mm-hmm.
released a movie with an
or
Oscar
or
winner, but they
or the Looney
decided to
Tunes
get the
one
tax
too.
write-off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I mean,
why?
it's a
Yeah,
mess.
like
So we'll
it's a
see. I mean, it's
mess.
going to be about a year and a half,
Sure.
probably, of seeing what's going to happen. Hopefully, it does not
Yeah.
affect
And I've been
HBO's
on the
ability to
corporate
put out
side. I've
good
been
stuff.
involved with companies being purchased by my company, and I see what it's
Yeah.
like, and it takes a long time, and it's painful. And then a lot of people will say, "Well, you ruined it," and
Hmm.
I'm like, and to them, I'm like, probably. So,
Well,
Yeah.
the good news for you, Rob, and this is actually one of the
yeah,
things I was
yeah,
interested about with this, the fact that Netflix isn't interested in the cable channel assets, like Discovery and CNN
hmm
and all that
yeah,
stuff is not part of what
yeah,
Netflix is buying. So in theory, I think Zaslav is staying over there on the
yeah,
Discovery side, and Netflix is just getting the Warner Brothers, DC,
I didn't know
HBO.
this. Okay.
Yeah. Now,
yeah. That is
when Paramount planned to buy them, they were buying everything.
they were in the whole.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
it
But
is. Okay.
Netflix is just carving out this
And see that
particular part that
again,
they
that
want.
makes me feel better. And again, that I think
Hmm.
it's game recognizing game in a way. So yeah.
That
And
just means
again,
Netflix will water it
it,
down with their crap.
oh
I'm kidding
no,
about that part.
or we'll just get to watch The Wire more, or maybe they'll do a crossover of The Wire with Stranger Things.
Well, let's move on to the next topic, which was Quentin Tarantino getting way out of pocket. He was on a podcast just trying to talk about his favorite movies, and he decided to completely slander Paul Dano, who is in what Quentin Tarantino named one of the top 10 best movies of the 21st
Yeah, I
century.
think he said it was number 5. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said it was number
Hmm.
5, and he was saying that the bad part of it, he blamed Dano. He blamed
Hmm.
Paul Dano, saying the movie was obviously supposed to be a two-hander, but it's drastically obvious that it's not a two-hander because of Paul Dano, and calling him weak sauce, and said he's the weak sister and just weak and uninteresting and the worst actor in SAG. It's just a strange thing to go so ham on. And he also he went worse than that. We want to go into all of it because it was mean. and then randomly decided to take shots at Owen Wilson and Matthew Lillard by saying, I don't care for Paul Dano and I don't care for Owen Wilson and I don't care for Matthew Lillard. And it's like, dude, what did Matthew Lillard do to deserve that? You know, like Owen Wilson's big enough that he probably read that and was like, who cares? You know, like,
wow.
But like Matthew Lillard is someone who has not fully gotten the flowers that he deserves and isn't in the same place that those guys are in his career. And many think he should be. You know, he's beloved by his fans. And he responded, he said that it hurt. And it's just why you don't do it. Like, there's no, like, if you want to take shots at George Clooney and Owen Wilson, they can handle it and they will, you know, George Clooney responded and just sort of laughed it off, you know. This was a while ago when he said something about Clooney. Mm. But why do this to Matthew Lillard, right? And so a lot of people defended both of them, but especially Paul Dano because he got so much of the brunt of the criticism. Rob, why don't you tell us, as the other Quentin Tarantino film lover here?
Yeah, well, hardcore. Yeah. Like, I mean, I love him. But I don't agree a lot with his opinion sometimes, and it's like, you know, it's like a family member. You don't necessarily agree with what they say. Dad, no, I'm just kidding. But I didn't understand like the argument, like especially like going straight to There Will Be Blood. The only aspect, and it's not Dano's fault. My only complaint about that film is that the first time I saw it, I didn't see it in the theaters. I saw it at I think I was actually at Clay's house. Mm-hmm. And I was watching it and we had it a little bit quieter. And I didn't understand that when Paul Dano was first in the movie, he was the brother. He wasn't Eli. And so I was very confused for a long time about why he came and then like what was going, and that they were identical, but they were like way too identical. It was just, I didn't feel like it was clear that they were identical twins and like he was screwing over his brother from the beginning. And that's how, you know, your milkshake gets drank. But like, I didn't like that aspect of it. I felt like I just didn't feel like it was like clear contrast of like twins. But that's just, I mean, I don't know, maybe I just had it too quiet and I just didn't understand what was going on. I mean, obviously I've watched it now and I know it's the brother that comes to Plainville first. I don't think that he was weak sauce in that movie. No. I think the scene where he gets him to say he abandoned his child is amazing. And then the way he acts when at the end, when spoiler, it came out 2007, when he gets beaten to death at the bowling alley by play, like it's
what?
Yeah, I know. My name is.
I'm finished. I am finished.
Sometimes my Plainville goes a little too close to like Sean Connery, so it's like, yeah, it's like,
welcome to the rock.
I'm an oil man, and I'm
Money Penny.
Mrs. Moneypenny, I am an oil man, and I drink
and I will drink your milkshake.
Because it brings all the boys to the yard.
You're the man now, dog. All right.
You're the man now, dog. God damn it. That's a good movie. You know what? Yeah, it's still a good movie. I like that movie. Even though it's too much like Good Will Hunting, that movie's still pretty good. But I don't understand attacking him. I think he's done great work. I think he was great in Prisoners. I think
he's great in Prisoners. He's great in Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that movie, but I like him in that film.
Yeah,
I like. Yeah, I mean, he's just done. I mean,
the Batman.
He was great in the Batman. I thought he was great. Yeah. So I don't understand the hate for him.
And no one else understood it because everyone on the internet just said Paul Dano's a great actor.
Paul Dano, yeah. They just like that was weird. It's like when Dean Cain's right there for you. Like, why? Well, I just, like, I mean, again, sometimes he has crazy opinions. Sometimes, I mean, I love his opinions. You talk about some actors that you should really, obviously, he resurrected careers. He's a big, you know, he loves all these people. Yeah. And he loves people on the fringes and he brings these people back, or, you know, he has a love for actors he felt like should have been bigger. But I don't get the hate for it, like, to have that much hate. Just like, because he called him, like, what do you call him, like milquetoast too or something, or
he said worse than that.
He did say worse. I can't remember.
Limp Dick was the
main. That was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
Okay,
that was like, you didn't need to go there, man. What is it?
That's but But it's like also like, isn't that like some of his characters are supposed to be kind of like?
Well, it's interesting because Quentin Tarantino in his movies, he, and this is my theory, because people, when they speak, they tend to be talking about themselves
You mean like
more.
how like whenever there's accusation, there's usually a confession.
Yeah.
Conservatives. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I had some in my throat.
But I noticed something about his acting in Pulp Fiction and From Dusk Till Dawn and anything I've seen him in, and he does not, as an actor, have full command of his voice and of the moment that actors have to make stuff feel real and powerful, and he doesn't have that sort of presence on screen. And it is sort of like, it's not, wooden is not the right kind of word, it's just sort of, and loose is not it either, but it just doesn't feel firm, right?
I know my coffee is good. Okay.
Yeah.
Bonnie buys the shit. Okay. But I get the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Inward. You see dead
but you get
inward
my
storage
point.
here.
You
Yeah,
get,
no, he's very for a guy that gets
and I
some
think
amazing
I
performances
wonder,
out of
right.
people. Yeah, he
And
doesn't. Yeah.
I feel like Paul Dano is the good actor version of that.
Yeah.
It's like, if you need a character who's a little feeble and you need someone to still do a powerful performance, like
The
the Prisoners,
the only
then
time
Paul Dano is the right guy for it, right?
yes.
And I just wonder if there's something about that he's like, just sees his own shortcomings as an actor in Paul Dano, and it just gets him in his headspace.
It might. That would maybe make sense. I think that like I was trying to think of like when he like obviously like have you ever seen Sleep With Me? Like he has this great monologue about why Top Gun's about how Maverick wanted to fuck Iceman, but which is hilarious. But he's basically himself in that. He's basically doing himself, doing a rant.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of because I think I think he's Mr. White in Reservoir Dogs. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the Madonna rant.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like how he talks. He's just put himself.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Jimmy in Pulp Fiction is kind of, he's okay. I think there could have been a better actor in that role. Yeah. Like I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I would never want to replace like what Lance or not Lance Eric Stoltz like his character, but like someone like of Eric Stoltz caliber
Yeah.
in that than the Jimmy role, like how Eric Stoltz was in that
Yeah.
movie. I think Eric
Yeah.
Stoltz
And
is
they
so good.
both characters say the N-word. So yeah.
Yes, they do. And
I needlessly say it. I always thought like Chris Rock should have played Jimmy.
well, Jimmy's a weird character. Yeah,
Yeah.
like why is Bonnie married to Jimmy? That's the only thing that takes me out of
yeah.
This is why I do think that like Inglorious Bastards and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood are his two masterpieces, truly.
Because
As
he's not
much
in it.
yes. Honestly, yes, he's not in it. He's not his voice is no, it's Kurt Russell's voice in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I can't remember, somebody does voiceover. I don't know if he does or not. I can't remember. I know that Samuel Jackson does voiceover in Inglourious Bastards. So I don't yeah, like honestly, like that's where he shines as a director and a writer. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
need to act. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's just a weird attack. There's so many bad actors out there you can go
Yeah,
after
you don't need to
that
say
really
he's the
suck as human
worst.
beings. I don't know. I mean, personally, I've never read a bad story about Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he seems like a normal dude. Like,
Yeah.
like
He didn't deserve this. Trey,
no.
what were your thoughts? And we'll
Yeah,
round
I
it
mean, I
with-
agree with what you all said. Despite my agreeing with you, I do think that there's an aspect of much ado about nothing about the comments, because Tarantino, there was context to Tarantino. He wasn't just coming out randomly saying Paul Dano sucks. Like he was giving
Some about a movie, yeah.
right, and he was talking about why he felt that movie wasn't number one on his list for the century, because he thinks that the weakest part is his actor. And so he didn't appear, from what I didn't actually watch any video of it. I read about it. So
Yeah, me
maybe
too.
I would view something differently if I saw and heard his intonations or whatever. But based on the just text, he didn't appear to be trying to give a hot take. He seemed to actually be giving his actual opinion. And it was the same type of harsh analysis that sometimes you might hear from like Red Letter Media, which we all love,
Mhm.
or I don't know, we'd never have went as hard as Tarantino, obviously, but there's been criticism. So
Yeah,
it
but
seemed to
I
be
guess I
this.
haven't seen it for someone who deserves it.
Yeah, so that,
Like, who does not
I think
deserve it,
that's one of
rather.
the big things. Obviously, the fact that it's Tarantino, because of how big Tarantino is, it brings a
That's
lot more
also
attention
part of it,
to it.
right? Well, it brings
And
more attention to it, but also hurts more.
Well,
right,
and you could also like beg the question: was he jealous of not Dano necessarily, but you can't criticize,
Paul Thomas
Daniel Day Lewis.
Anderson.
No, well,
Oh,
yeah, he wants to criticize Paul Thomas Anderson. You can't criticize Daniel Day Lewis. So who you go after? The other lead in the film. So it's like you want to knock down. It's kind of like trying to say the pretty girl that wouldn't go out with you anyway that she's ugly. You know?
yeah, but he was very complimentary of both Anderson and Daniel Day-Lewis, and that was part of
Yeah.
his point. Was that, and this is Tarantino's opinion,
Sure.
obviously, because
Yeah.
we all three of us are on the same page of disagreeing with it.
Yeah.
But he was Tarantino saying that Daniel Day-Lewis basically is just completely outshining Dano because Dano couldn't, keep up.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing that makes it a big deal is the fact that obviously everyone on the internet, including us, disagrees with the point for good reason.
Mhm.
And Tarantino, I think, while his opinion seems to be genuine, I do think that he didn't need to keep going
Right.
and
Yeah.
He
keep
was just
going.
so out of pocket with it. Like, I
Yeah.
remember Guy Pearce talking about a producer who refused to cast him in anything because he just didn't like him. And Guy Pearce's attitude was, look, that's fine. I wasn't his thing. Everyone has an actor where it's just not their thing. I have them myself. So that part's fine. And it was like, okay, very measured, reasonable adult way to address something like that. And it's true. Quentin Tarantino does not have to like Paul Dano's acting. It just doesn't have to be his thing. Matthew Lillard and Owen Wilson don't have to be his thing. You don't have to be so caustic and out of pocket, especially the way he was with Paul Dano. And that's where it gets to be like, dude, what are you doing? Because when I first read the statement, it was before everyone like started responding. I just saw it and was like, man, I would hate to be in Paul Dano's shoes right now because I would be heartbroken if Quentin Tarantino said that about me.
And that's what
And
Matthew Lillard said in
yeah,
a event. Now it does
Yeah.
sound like Tarantino came back and changed his mind on Owen Wilson. Like that was the full arc of his story.
yeah,
That he
the first
rewatched
time,
it and was
yeah,
like, oh, okay.
yeah, and said
So
like
yeah.
by the third time he watched it, he was only watching Owen Wilson. But then to
Hmm.
still say like he didn't, I don't care for Owen Wilson. It's like, dude, what are you doing? But yeah, you don't have to like certain people. It's just when you are of a certain stature in the business, you do have to consider the weight of what you're going to say. That's
Hmm.
like the advice Tina Fey gave Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers on Las Culturistas, which was opinions are expensive. And you
Mm.
get to a certain place in this business where you are too big to be sharing opinions. Like if you're kind of known for being the guy who talks trash when you are not A-lister, then you can get away with that. But once you become the A-list guy, people are just looking for reasons to write about you. And so if you
Yeah.
dog somebody, like if one of us said those things about Paul Dano, it's not going to go viral. But Quentin
Until you
Tarantino
break it
going
big.
viral, right?
And then the
Right,
people
and then
dig it
people
up.
would
Yeah. Then
find
they
it.
start
Yeah.
digging up all that. They're like, I can't believe you're friends with this guy, Rob. So,
Yeah, so that's enough, I guess, on that topic. But that's just
yeah.
the way I felt about it. And I was like, man, how I hope Tarantino does something.
I find it disappointing. That's what I
Yes.
would say.
Yeah.
Just like, or as Susan Collins would say, I find it disturbing, but I'm not going to do anything to stop it because I suck. Wow, I'm getting really political tonight. Sorry.
Well, speaking of politics,
Eh,
let's go over to
sure.
Variety and their 100 best comedy movies of all time list. Politics has nothing to do with it, but it is. There were some people who complained about this list that came
Yeah.
out a couple of weeks ago. When it came out, yeah, November 24th. It's the 100 best comedy movies of all time. So not just like Quentin Tarantino was doing a 21st century. These are any comedy movies ever made are in the running to be in this 100. And there are a lot that you probably haven't heard of unless you're a
Yeah.
cinephile. And that's fine. I'm fine with that.
That's what the 90s and 190 to 80, that's what
Right.
they're for.
Right. Like, oh, a movie that no one's talked about, so it inherently means it doesn't have an impact on the industry, so therefore how could it be one of the 100 best? There are a few of those maybe, but there are also plenty. So like I'll start off by just saying there are a lot of the movies who are on this list that I am so glad they're on the list. I'm maybe even surprised, but in a happy way. And it was more in a oh wow, they put I'm gonna get you suck on here. Did not expect that love, and it deserves that love, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at the list and it's like Wayne's World's 99. Anchorman's
Excuse
80.
me? What? Sorry.
Right. Anchorman is 80, like 80 or something like that. The Jerk is 92. Like, this is egregious. Blazing Saddles is pretty low as well. Oh,
Yeah.
Anchorman's 88. And
Well, who can't remember all the funny lines from Bamboozled, right? Like I'm quoting that all the
I
time.
know. Yeah.
Like, yeah, or Duck Soup. Who can't stop quoting Duck Soup?
And I'll tell you, so and
that's sarcasm, folks.
Yes. So they have The Devil Wears Prada in here, and I enjoyed that movie. And Anne Hathaway is my American sweetheart. I'll die on that hill. But
that's why Justina's not on this episode,
right? Yes, but I didn't really see it as a comedy. I mean, it is a comedy, but it's something to me that's just like it's a movie.
It's just a really good ass movie.
It's a good movie. It's not like this hilarious movie.
It's got funny parts in it.
It's got funny parts in it.
Like the fact that like Adrian Grenier, like, you know, could do anything except be an idiot. Like, oh shit, I guess I'm going after him. So
no, right.
I can see how it's easy, Quentin. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But here's the thing I'll say about Devil Wears Prada. So I appreciate that movie. Obviously, it's an iconic movie.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters is not on this list. 100 best comedies of all time. Ghostbusters is not in that 100. The Devil Wears Prada is.
Oh, we don't have to take strays of Devil Wears. Like,
no, we don't. Like, but like, let's take something that's not a comedy out. I'm fine with that.
Like, I mean, good Lord, like who's still watching A Philadelphia Story? Like,
I mean it's well, I appreciate it because of the actors, but it is sort of a weird
Sullivan's
movie.
Travels. Who remembers that one?
I know, right?
Sherlock Jr. No, this is somebody who like literally used AI to like look at. I don't know how they come up with it. I'm not going to read it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like like names did this. Like
6 people.
Owen Gleiberman is one of them. Rebecca Rubin. Like these are critics that are known, and they still said, you know what? Blazing Saddles is the 77th best comedy of all time. Are you out of your mind?
Where do they put? Is Airplane on here?
It's on there, but it's also lower
than
you would think.
And so
why would I don't understand what's number
Airplane
one.
62 and number one
is
Naked Gun.
I love Naked Gun.
Naked Gun is great. We are not gonna dog this movie.
Like one of my.
But if Airplane is the reason it exists.
Airplane Lane is so much. I love Naked Gun, and I mean one of my favorite parts is when Ricardo Montalban dies, he gets run over by like the steamroller after he falls to his death, and then the guy's like, oh, it's the same way my dad died. It's like, I mean, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
or like the movie's hilarious. Movie. It's a great movie. It is,
but it owes where it is. Like in our heart, like it is a big movie because Airplane existed.
Because Airplane flew, Naked Gun also flew. No,
the bullets out of the Naked Gun could fly.
Yeah, I mean,
I was even mad. Like, look, Monty Python and the Holy Grail being in the top 10. It's like that's correct, and then it's number 6, and I'm like, okay, well, fuck yourself. That is top 5 at worst.
I mean, they have A Hard Day's Night above. mean,
I
guys,
love A Hard Day's Night,
I
but I
love A Hard
mean,
Day's Night, but it is not funnier than Anchorman. I'm
if it
sorry.
was if it was 92nd, I wouldn't have been
I would
upset.
be fine with it. I think the Beatles
Mhm.
are hilarious, but like, how do you? I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah.
I like, and it's way too much of like old 1940s stuff. It's like, well, this is where comedy came. Are we gonna do like? And it's hard because yes, we're gonna have a modern brain about it, and we're gonna have modern expectations for comedy. But like, my God, come on, give me a break. And I'm sorry, Annie Hall is not that funny. I said it.
Oh, and it's number 2 on the list, I
Annie
believe.
Hall is not that funny.
No, it's number 3. Number 2 was Some Like It Hot. Respect.
Respect. That's a
Respect.
great. That's a fun.
That's
That's
the top
hilarious.
3.
The ending of that movie is hilarious.
I'm
You
just
know.
surprised Tony Curtis's Skinamax movie, Some Like It Cool, wasn't on there.
Oh, great pull, bro. Great pull.
Is that a real thing?
That's a real
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, that's a real thing.
Wow.
Actually, I think he might have mentioned that in another podcast.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
did.
but yeah.
I mean, and like Young Frankenstein is in the top 10. It's number 9. And number 10 is Groundhog Day. And look, I love it.
Yeah.
Why is Ghostbusters?
Why is Ghostbusters again?
It's
well, and I mean, like you put like the Great Dictator, which I get it. Like it was important for its time. I don't know any jokes from that. I know that he does an amazing speech at the end. That is all I know. I mean, I've seen it years ago. Like, there's nothing. I mean, these are all funny stuff. Like Duck Soup is, I guess.
They're weird orders here. Sherlock Jr.
They've actually got 2 different Hitler movies on this list.
Right. They are really Hitler focused.
Yeah. And also murderer focused because OJ's in Naked Gun. And you got a Woody Allen movie at third. It's like, guys, you just said I don't care.
I like oh, I don't want to get it. I don't want to get into Woody Allen. It's not funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. I think Diane Keaton was great in that movie. I don't think it's that funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're also arguably they're like out of their top 10, I might only put like 3 of them in the top 10.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm gonna say like Anchorman, Superbad.
Oh, Superbad was super high. It was like, okay, I love Superbad, but I wouldn't put it ahead of Anchorman.
Well, we disagree on this one because I still think Superbad's like top 5 comedy ever. But I just think, but
by how much? I mean, we probably put them on the same tier.
Probably. Yeah, but I
so
think
you put them in top 5, Jason?
Anchorman?
No,
Superbad.
Oh, I don't know that I would necessarily mean top tier in that sense. I just mean
but
I would put Anchorman ahead, but probably
I would put Anchorman ahead.
Tier.
I still would put, and I don't think Step Brothers was on here either. So I mean,
that's a
again, that's a
tragedy. I mean, that's maybe bias of our age, but I mean,
it could be, but I can tell you like because I talked about my parents not about this list, but we talk about comedies a lot. My parents would probably say they've always like debated between Blazing Saddles or Airplane are like their 2 favorite comedies. My mom would probably say right now like Blazing Saddles her favorite movie of all time. Like she used to say it was The Wizard of Oz, but I really think it's Blazing Saddles because my mom and dad can like they'll watch that every like couple months. Like they love that movie, and which is so weird in some aspects, but but I still I mean it is very much a creature comfort movie. I love watching it.
That's a great movie.
Well, I mean I like even tonight, like give you an example, like we're having I was at a family thing and they made enchiladas and there's like somebody want another enchilada and I like literally just said 7 Schnitzelgruben is my limit because that's what he says to like in that movie. I quote Blazing Saddles and then obviously the one of the funniest lines ever is we're all good luck, Ted, we're all counting on you, like and we're all counting on you, like I say that all the time and like it's Leslie Nielsen in that, or like what's that? I'll just any of the great Leslie Nielsen lines in that movie, or Kareem. You tell your dad to be Walton and check.
There's like it's like the movies are so good, and when I do the brackets, I look at impact, and part of that impact, or the majority of that impact is how it affected people and the industry. You know, like it's not just a matter of how much money did it make, but like how did it change comedy? And
Yeah,
Anchorman changed comedy in this
it absolutely did.
century. And you can't take that from them,
No.
regardless of what your personal preferences are. Trey, what were your thoughts on this list?
Yeah, I'll make it even simpler because I thought that this list was so bad that it doesn't make sense to try to argue too much about where stuff was on the list.
Yeah,
Because
there's
it really it felt to me, and I'm only half joking when I say this, like they put all these names of comedies in a hat and then just ordered them based on when they
I,
pulled them out.
that's why I
Like
was
the
saying like AI, like they had like AI, like they put all like AI, give me 100 comedies, and that was what it came back with.
yeah,
yeah.
because it's like, I mean, House Party, I
Yeah.
liked it.
Love that it made the list, but
And I'm not sure that I mean, it's hard when you're talking about 100 movies and you
Mhm.
do want representation of different eras. It can be
Sure.
hard to really parse out.
Mhm.
So from that standpoint, I didn't necessarily look at anything as saying it didn't deserve to be on the list. But
Yeah.
House
Did they have
Party was the one where I was like, maybe not. And that was
where
before you even said Ghostbusters and Step Brothers. And so it's, House Party
Well,
made it
there's
over
one
them.
big one.
it,
I'm
is
maybe
a Nutty Professor or Coming to America on the
Coming
list?
to
Coming
America is
to
like
America
88
is
or something.
Coming to America is 46,
46. Okay, it was
which I
higher.
would
It was
still
better
Okay,
than
say
I
is pretty
thought.
yeah,
low.
okay.
I'd still say
But
it's
that's
pretty
low as
low.
hell. So
Yeah.
that's one that I actually wrote that one down. It's like, what the hell? How is it that low?
Where's is Tropic Thunder on the list?
No.
Tropic Thunder's not on the list.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I sorry, because
Now
we
I will
were
say
gonna
Team
speak.
America World Police is on there, which I think is great.
So
I laughed so hard
Rory.
at that movie, and I'm glad Zoolander is on there.
Yeah, great Will
I
Ferrell's in
will
that
say the
one.
original Nutty Professor is on the list, but not the
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy one.
God, I
Princess
remember
Bride is on the list.
going to see the original or the Eddie Murphy Nutty Professor. People were literally rolling in the aisle, and I'm not kidding. There was a guy, and I saw him like get on the ground laughing so much, and it was the farting scene at dinner. Everybody was dying at that scene. Like
Yeah, there's a
it,
certain generation that sees Nutty Professor as quotable as we think Coming to America is.
Mm,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't
I mean,
disagree.
who doesn't? If you hear Hercules, you go Hercules, Hercules.
Yeah.
I mean, you do that. Like,
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
Shrek on the list?
I don't think
No.
so.
But for my
No, it's
friends and
not.
I, we quote Coming to America all the time
Oh
because
God,
it's he's good and terrible.
he's
Or
good.
fuck you, fuck
Fuck
you,
you,
fuck
fuck
you.
you.
Who's
Who's
next?
next? Or yeah. I mean, I quote, yeah. Your royal, your royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's
um,
another one I think that kind of changed.
and your friend too. Sorry.
To your point about Anchorman, like it Coming to America changed
Yeah, it
things.
did. Yeah, it did.
That movie. Well, I sent Jason a
Trading
video that
Places in 48 Hours are not on the list.
You're correct. I'm
48
surprised you haven't
48
hours.
hours
mentioned
I
it yet,
can.
Trey.
God, no, 48 hours is still, I mean, the scene where he goes to that bar and talks so much shit,
Yeah,
I mean, that's Eddie Murphy's just so damn
I
funny,
I'm
you know.
surprised you haven't mentioned it yet, Trey, but Back to the
Back to
Future
the
is not on the
Future.
list.
Yeah, I was about to say that. The only
Okay.
thing I can figure, which might be the same reason why Ghostbusters is not, is there's a degree to which Back to the Future they might see more as a movie as opposed to a comedy.
Well, if
Because
in that case,
Well, I
then
would say,
How did Devil Wears Prada
I
get
Prada,
ahead of
agree.
him?
because
I agree with
that
you. I'm
is
just
way
trying
more
to.
of a movie,
I
because
get
I
it.
agree with you.
like I always think like the scenes that I love in Devil Wears Prada is the scene where Meryl Streep like talks her down about the color of her sweater, and
Hmm.
like how it came from, like where that was in a fashion show or something, and how it ended up being on the sweater that she's wearing. And then the scene where Stanley Tucci's talking about, when she's like, this magazine doesn't mean anything, and he's like, well, you don't know what it was like basically to be a gay guy in the middle of nowhere, and like only having a runway to look at, and like to live another, like think you could live in another world. Like that seems like amazing. And so that like, but I think so that's like a great film, but I mean, besides Emily Blunt, I'm not really laughing that much in it. Like she's probably
Yeah.
really the only funny thing. I mean, like Meryl Streep is funny, but she's just really great in it. And Anne Hathaway's great in it, but I don't think that like anybody besides Emily Blunt is like openly really funny. You
Right.
know?
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
where, I'm not defending the point of view. I'm just trying
Yeah. No,
to
I know. Yeah.
reverse reverse analyze it.
Yeah.
And I would think the other thing with Back to the Future and Ghostbusters is maybe they see it more as sci-fi movies and not
Yeah.
comedies. But they obviously bleed over, and again,
Yeah.
Right. And then
Jason
they're,
points out
yeah.
Devil Wears Prada's on the list. I was kind of surprised because of the category, not because of the quality of the movie. Everything Everywhere All at Once was on here
Mhm.
I
because
mean,
there are
it's
funny
pretty
parts.
they're ever funny. It's that's a weird. Well, I mean, I would
It's
even
a
say like
sci-fi movie. Yeah.
here, like
Yeah.
here's what I would say too. I obviously live in the state that they're from. I love the Coen brothers,
Fargo.
but Fargo's too high. Like
Yeah.
I love Fargo. I think Fargo is hilarious.
Yeah.
But like if you're gonna go with like obviously Raising Arizona is way funnier than Fargo. Like I mean I'm not talking about quality of
Hmm.
film. I'm talking about just comedy. Like Raising Arizona is so funny compared to Fargo. And
Yeah.
then The
Which
Big
to,
Lebowski is also way funnier than Fargo. Now Fargo is a
And
brilliant movie. I love it. Don't I mean, it's one of my favorite movies all time too. Like don't get me wrong, and there is a lot of humor in that movie and I love it. But it's also a movie where a guy gets chopped up in a fucking wood chipper.
mhm.
It's not the same as Wayne's World.
I also
Like
think Sideways at 14 is too high. I understand that it had a big impact.
yeah.
I just don't think it's as funny as
If
86
I
as
was
a
gonna put
movie.
a Alexander, I don't know. I think I would put Sideways above Election, but Alexander Payne's is a certain type of, and where was is Being There? Is that on the list?
I don't think so. I don't
I mean, that's
recall
a
my
yeah, like
looking.
that's a
I mean,
hilarious. I was just
it's not
there's
on the
some
list, no.
there's
you
some
know what I mean, like
egregious errors.
yeah, no, like, but I'm just thinking like if you want to do like these intelligent like '70s inspired comedies,
Hmm.
that one.
Hmm.
I mean, I would love that there's respect for like Lost in America. I think that's a great one. I mean, like again, like there's like these nuggets that you don't necessarily see in a lot of the lists. I'm like, oh, great, I love seeing that. But like,
Hmm.
I don't get it. Also, where the fuck is Airbud? Like, just what are we doing? He's a
Yeah,
dog playing basketball. That's hilarious.
I know.
yeah, Rob, you made the joke about the quotable bamboozled earlier, and I still haven't seen that movie, so I'm
I
not going to
haven't.
go
I'm
too
be
far
honest.
on
I
it.
have never seen it either. But I'm
But
just,
I do remember the
yeah,
trailer, and that's another one where I thought it was like a dramatic commentary of racial topics. And I
yeah,
looked it up on
exactly.
IMDb, and they do have comedy listed as one of the things for both that and Everything Everywhere All at Once. But
Mhm.
I wouldn't think of those two as
No,
comedies.
no, no.
Certainly not over the movies that we've talked about
We've
that are
listed,
not on the list.
but
I just
again,
think the most egregious thing is Ghostbusters not being on the list.
mm,
Yeah.
That movie is just too much of everything that should be the criteria
yeah,
to getting on the list.
Yeah. To me, I actually looked back at who wrote it, and Jason, you named some of who wrote it. But to me, even though there are six people listed as the authors, the list was so haphazard, in addition to feeling like they were just pulled out of a hat or AI, as Rob said, it just seemed like it was this one person's random preferences instead of actually looking at quality. And no matter who puts together a list like this, no matter what criteria they use, there are going to be people who come back with you are crazy, this is bullshit. But this just seems so nonsensical in how the list was ordered in
Hmm.
terms of
Well, that's
who's
the
high,
thing
who's low.
about Max Kellerman saying on Bill Simmons the definition of a hot take being something that seems incongruous, but then if you give the person 90 seconds, they can explain it and you can understand it, right? Like that is how he
yeah,
defined a hot take, and that's a good definition for someone who is worth their salt giving a hot take. If they were able to lay out their criteria and explain it,
yeah,
then I can accept it, even if I wouldn't necessarily put something where they put something. But there is no clear criteria that is being applied in equal measure to every
Mhm.
movie on this list. It's just
hmm
bizarre.
Yeah, they just have like a one paragraph intro that's basically saying, here's the list. It's not even
Mhm.
really saying, here's how
yeah,
we came up with it.
Right. And that, I
And
think you need that, because if someone can still disagree, but
yeah,
if they're like, well, I see how your criteria was utilized in every aspect of this, right? And it's like maybe the quibble would just be in like, I would put that one actually at 17th instead of 15th. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, then who cares? You know, that's like, that's
Mhm.
not a big deal.
Mhm.
But when it's something is top 10 or number one, and it's like, maybe this should actually be 37th. That is too big of a gap, you know, and then the omissions are, like I said, egregious.
Yeah.
Well, we did it. We nerded out.
We did nerd out. We did nerd out.
Speaking of which,
Mhm.
that's a movie that's not on the list. Revenge of the Nerds.
I'm fine with that.
It's probably because we're not really comfortable with rape.
Yeah. There it is.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It's wrong what he does, and that's why you can't find it
yes.
streaming anywhere.
Yes. Yeah. That's why when I saw that movie as an adult, because I never saw it as a kid, I was like, wait a second. That's messed up.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just.
Did you purposefully do Karen Dean's laugh just now?
No, I think I'm just white. So there it is.
Yep, we nerded out. I hope you enjoyed that. And, you know, maybe one day we'll make our own 100 Best Comedies list. We'll see. No promises. But if we do it, it will be good. Nothing else to plug here other than end of the year shows. We have a fun episode next week. I'll be on the road for an acting gig, so we're going to cover that. It's going to be a fun one. And then we're going to have our Christmas episode, as we always do. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at There It Is Pod, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at There It Is, and follow me on Instagram and Threads at Jason Farr Picks. Also subscribe to our comedy lifestyle newsletter and support us if you can. We have a Patreon and a PayPal. Go to thereitispod.com for newsletter and support info. Links in bio. Until next time, be good to each other. It's a moral imperative.
The music for the theme song was created by Neil Brooks. The rap was written and performed by Nick Acevedo. The logo for There It Is was created by Jeff Prater. The There It Is podcast is produced by Jason Farr.